Hey everybody, I'm Urban.
And I'm Abel. And now
We're gonna move on to Sony now. Where are we gonna start?
Well, let's start with the every year installment. Bust your balls to it. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. No, but seriously, let's just
All right,
real quick.
Okay, so a long time ago we had this idea. I don't know if any of you ever watched the leak trailers. When we watched the leak trailers, we're like, oh, okay, there's Black Ops 3 coming out. So, Abel's we're prepping some recordings, we're doing some stuff, and he's just like, fuck it, man, I don't really care. It's Call of Duty. So I said, no, this sounds good because there's all these, really weird, psychological images. There's all these symbolic things going on. There's these trees.
Things. They did it with Snapchat, and it was just voice audio. It was just
no. There was visual. There were visuals, but remember,
I think the Snapchats came first, and then
the Snapchats. But then what happened was. It's just pictures. They're very, very faded. They're very hard to see. But they're like pictures of like healing and forests and all kinds of stuff. So we came up with our own theory, and then the game announces,
and it looked like, and I swear to God, the first time I saw the official trailer,
we were like, this is bullshit.
No, I saw this, and before they announced that it was Call of Duty, I was like, yo, Deus Ex is looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then
they said
3, I'm like,
no. What I heard was grenade, and then that's when I knew it was Call of Duty.
So basically, what we originally came up with was that it was going to be a sequel to Black Ops 1. And it was going to be what happened in between 1 and 2.
Because remember,
the mental degradation of Woods, I think his name is? I can't remember his name. Anyway,
yeah, I think Woods. We'll go with Woods. Okay, so the idea was, I came up with there's a doctor, right? And this doctor was talked about in Black Ops 1.
Well, he wasn't
talked about, but it was implied very heavily.
Your assumption was that it was the guy that actually brainwashed him.
Yes, the guy who clearly brainwashed him, because we all know that Resnok didn't exist.
Or did he?
Technically. He didn't technically
exist, but we went through the argument of how certain things in the game don't make sense.
So we thought having the doctor there explains a lot from 1, fills in the gaps from 1, and then makes sense for 2.
And
so anything, the idea is about him
in, I think we said the 80s,
in our time right now, because Black Ops the ones
you
now
said that it was, when was the idea of psychological therapy first really heavily influenced because all these cassette tapes and shit. And you said it was
I said he had to have started it in the late 80s, but he had to have been going through it all the way till 2005.
I don't know.
Because the game takes place in 2020 something, right?
Well, the now one.
The Black Ops 2 takes place distant future, right?
Well, not distant, it's
but
near future.
Near cyber blah 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 future.
Yeah.
Where we don't want to drag this on too long, but the idea is we thought this doctor brainwashed him. The brainwashing led to him going nuts. Made him go out and turn into a rogue Black Ops agent, which led to the events in Black Ops 1. Now, what happens is, him trying to heal himself in Black Ops 1, he goes through, flashes and things, and Black Ops... Yeah, in Black Ops 3, which is both a sequel and a prequel to Black Ops 2 and 1, which explain him healing, and him also growing to go crazy, looking for his daughter, because there was a lot of implied things about his daughter in the teaser trailers.
To do with it.
And now, none of the things that were in those teaser trailers that were really interesting are in this game.
So in short, if anyone that's listening to this gives a shit about our original
please
Call of Duty 3,
send it to Treyarch. Tell him to make a prequel. I don't care if it's a motherfucking 16-bit game, but make it happen because God, this sucks.
Anyway, if you give enough of a damn about it, just leave a comment. Maybe someday, God forbid, we'll ever get into it in further detail. And it could have been way better, possibly, than what we're going to be getting. Moving along.
Let's move into a happier game. Let's move into
something that I have no idea about and never played anything it was based off, but still managed to catch my fat ass attention.
Go for it.
The Last Guardian.
Okay. The Last Guardian is...
I mean,
now
right off the bat, I could tell it had the influence of Ico
and Shadow of the Colossus. Yes.
Which, conveniently, it was actually made by the Shadow of the Colossus guys.
Yeah, it was made by them. Here's the thing. The Last Guardian is essentially both games anyway.
Okay.
Ico. What was Ico about?
I believe that was the one where you're escorting this female through a dangerous landscape.
What was Shadow of the Colossus about? Reviving your girl.
By killing the dangerous monsters of the landscape.
To prove that you're worthy to getting a life back.
But then you become the final Colossus.
Let's not do any spoilers. But,
okay, if you haven't played the game by now, I'm sorry.
No, I know. There's the 10-year limit rule, but...
Hey guys, if you didn't know, Mario defeats Bowser at the end of Super Mario.
Watch, there's that one guy who's sitting and going, fuck!
I was just playing that!
Fuck, I got to the last barrel! Like,
he's on the very last level. Like, no! And if you didn't know, Aerith dies in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, didn't you know that Cloud gets 7 swords?
Because apparently the one Buster Sword becomes just 7,000 swords in one. Like,
swords.
That was the weirdest crap ever.
And then one of them is a hatchet.
It looks cool, but it doesn't make sense.
That motorcycle makes sense, though.
They look super sick. Anyway,
it's super cool, though.
Anyway, Last Guardian.
All right, The Last Guardian is... It's a lot... Like, let's just make it like Dark Souls. I'm going to explain it that way.
Okay.
Where it's... You aren't supposed to know the story. You're supposed to
Fair
just...
enough.
When it comes out, you're going to just experience the story. But based on... The Team Ico, that's what some people call them.
The Ico team.
The Team Ico do.
Okay.
It's going to be boy looking for something, or boys trying to save girl. But the thing is, if I'm wrong, the character is a boy. The little boy, it's a little boy, and it's Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I don't mind how little was shown. It's actually the mystery of it and what they showed off that makes me want to find out more.
One thing that interested me was, remember when they finally jump across the little gorge?
Yeah.
And
how the kid has to push the beam across.
Has to push the beam across because the Griffin is scared of that symbol.
Oh,
that symbol is clearly important.
Well,
I don't know how important, but it's clearly important because it got scared and angry and like
it wouldn't approach.
It wouldn't approach it. But it wanted to defend itself.
I think it wanted to defend itself more so the kid because it kept trying to approach, not because I think it wanted to attack it, but because like it's the symbiotic relationship between the boy and the beast.
And this
I guess the thing is like that's bad. That has bad history. Get away from that.
Also, I don't think deaths are going to be a very big thing in this game.
If anything, it might play out like just before you die, it manages to save you. Okay. Or, worst case, it just
Did you notice this was a puzzler, not a...
No, I noticed that right off the bat. You had to figure things out.
And it's a simple puzzler. The idea is
that
they're trying to tell a story.
Complex. But yes, the story will obviously be the main focus.
Focus
even though,
of the
like
game.
I said, very little was shown, and I never played Ico or Shadow.
But here's the thing. I've played Ico. I played Shadow. Mm-hmm. I played some of Ico. And I know enough about the game that their fighting mechanics are immaculate. Mm-hmm. They're just beautiful. I mean, you were able to ride and climb this beast in this massive world on the PS2.
That was actually a pretty big achievement back then. That was a groundbreaking game.
Groundbreaking. It's like ground-shattering is the word. Because there is no ground to walk on after someone did something like that. No one has been able to do that until the next gen. No one was able to do that.
I mean, we've had things that try to mimic, but you can only mimic so much before you have to copy and paste the actual thing.
Exactly. And then none of them were able to still push the limits as well as they did, while still staying within the barriers of the system's limits. I think
the problem of it was that you saw this amazing thing on the PlayStation 2, and if Microsoft did it, they would have to do that and so much more because of how much they boasted with the original Xbox. Point being, it wasn't just that no one else could recreate it; they couldn't outdo it.
No,
and that was the biggest problem. I mean, we saw elements of it in what was that? Castlevania on the 360 and everything.
Not Lords of Shadow.
Lords of Shadow.
Oh, it was Lords of Shadow.
Yeah, with the ice giant, how you just barely climb up it and attack it very Shadow of the Colossus style. And then we never do anything like that again because
we
the
never
next
do
boss is a
anything like
werewolf.
that again because they can't handle it.
Oh, God.
There was another IP that interested me, which was Dream.
Now, that was something that I do see.
You?
It doesn't so much confuse me, it
or
concerns me.
My problem was it doesn't belong on the PlayStation.
On a console, it doesn't belong. And this is, I can't believe I'm actually saying this because, like,
you're a console. You're a console.
Every time you bring up a PC thing, I'm like, fuck you, I'll get to that stuff someday when I have the money.
But it's like...
But I agree with you 100% is that this looks more...
belong.
It doesn't belong. It looks like it could be more fluid on a PC.
Not even fluid. All right. I don't want to pick up my. I don't want to pick up my PS4 and play with the clitoris under the controller to draw something. I wanna.
Well, that's how you get its attention.
That's how you weave dreams, baby. But the idea is I wanna draw.
Right.
You know what I mean? I draw. I do my own art thing.
But like
I like to when I have a game. I want to sit down and relax. And that's a nice thing. That they want to create a thing where you can just play sculpt. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
You can still be an artist. You can weave your own dream. You can live it. You can create these things. But let's be real. Who's going to have the patience and the talent to do that?
Thank you. And that's the problem that I had with it just looking at it, is that I saw that.
You saw an amazing game. You saw an amazing game that did not belong on there.
I saw an amazing game with so much potential in
that is going to go to waste.
In the right hands. Just like Project Spark. Make your own games, make your own world and everything. Yes, you can do a lot. There's so much you can do. I have seen what people have been able to do with Project Spark, and it is amazing. The problem is the learning curve. Is that it's not just, I'm drawing this and it's going to do this.
It's, can you come up with anything?
Can you come up with it in terms of Project Spark? Can you program it to do what you want it to do correctly?
No. I think they took that limitation away.
Well, no, because there's two formats with Project Spark from what I remember. There's the basic mode, which
there's the
advanced, it's kind of on rails. And then there's advanced, which is, it's all in your hands. And that's what I'm worried about with Dreams. Is that
it is all in your hands.
It is all in your hands. And if there is a basic mode, you're not going to have that same, I made that. No, I did all this.
You know what's going to happen is everyone is going to realistically do this. They're going to upload the game. They're going to download it or whatever. They're going to whatever. And they're going to boot it. And it's going to turn on. They're going to get the intro. They're going to go through the tutorials of how to make things. And you know what they're going to do? They're not going to be able to make anything. They're going to make stick figures. And those stick figures are going to walk around. They're going to be disappointed that they can't come up with anything. They can't come up with anything. Because no one lives in a world of people with no face, living with anorexic bodies that barely have limbs.
I think it's the problem that, like, you can still have, like, okay, what they possibly wanted to do, I'm not going to say what they wanted to do, is everyone is an artist in mind.
They wanted everyone to release their imagination, but guess what? You still need to physically
have a level of like
competence and
talent.
Skill to do it.
Now, I'm not sure how they have it, because when they were drawing with it, you were putting down entire blobs at a time and then shaping them.
And that's the idea. They made it blocky and big so you can't make huge mistakes,
right.
But you can still take away those huge mistakes by sculpting and stuff. Guess what? Some people still fuck that up.
And that's the concern, is that it's nice, but there's still talent limits and ability limits.
And imagination.
Yes.
Most of all, it's always going to be constrained by the person's ability to come up with something. And like I said, it's going to be people just... stick figure. I'm going to make a stick figure. Oh, you know what? I'm going to give my stick figure a Cloud's hair. And guess what you're doing? You're making Cloud.
In short, it looks great. From what we saw, it looks great.
It looks amazing.
In the right hands, I would love to see what's made.
Yeah, it looks like it would do it. Like, there's a game.
You know, okay, before you start that,
called Goddess.
Before you start that, one little thing I said to myself when I was looking at Dreams, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I saw this, and in the back of my mind, I'm hearing Robert say, you could just use Blender.
Oh my god! Am I the only one who thought that? I'm happy I'm not the only one who thought that.
I can just imagine Rob leaning over my shoulder. It's like,
I could do that.
You could use that. I could do that on Blender. Like,
It's like, shit, Irving
Damn,
could do
Rob.
that.
No, you're going to say something. I'm sorry.
All right, no. The thing is, there's a game called Goddess.
Mm-hmm.
It thought about that, but the thing is, it's a world molder. Where it's like, you want a hill? Remember, what's the name of that game? Dust. It's like Dust.
Ooh. Yeah, it was like,
and this is why I'm comparing Dream and Goddess to Dust.
Okay.
You weave and shape, but the thing is, this game is going to give you too much control. So much control, you're going to realize, I don't want to do this.
Well, that's
this
if it
is
doesn't have
this
like
is
a
where your
basic and
dream will
advanced
become
mode.
work.
Right.
And your work will become maintenance. And your dream will become a job. And no one wants to go home from work and do work.
Well, but it also is a good stepping stone.
Oh, it's a good idea.
It's a good
Great
stepping
idea.
stone for like people who are skilled, who can do things.
Oh, yeah.
To get some form of a starting place for their ideas.
And
to
I think it's a
hopefully
great
take them to
idea.
great places. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just in the wrong hands, it's not going to be the same experience.
No, it's
like
not.
me. I would not be able to make use of that in the least bit.
And you know,
I would be the guy drawing a stick who
notice
was getting
when
upset.
everyone talked about that game, they would loved the presentation, and then when he talked about the controls, everyone was fucking quiet. No one knew when to clap. No one, because they were like, I can't do this.
Because one problem was like, I think
there is like 5% of the PS4 culture that is going to use that game. Guess how many people are going to use it regularly? 2 people.
No, because like one thing was like he was moving the controller forward to push in the sculpture. Like if it's all motion based, like it seems kind of dumb.
It seems complicated.
Like, you know what would work with this really well? A drawing tablet.
Thank you. And you know where this belongs?
On a PC.
On the Wii.
Maybe a watered down version.
No, more or less is like you take your nunchucks, you pull back and forth with the nunchuck part, and like you want to you draw with the remote part. That makes sense.
That thing is not
but
very
that makes
accurate,
more
though.
sense. You
Well, it
press
makes more
Z
sense.
and you use the joystick to rotate the camera. You can do that.
Or you can
on
just
a
use
Wii,
Blender.
No, but you know what?
Thank you,
Let's
Robert.
move on to.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
What is the name
here.
of that very weird IP that we saw?
Which one? The Cabela looking one?
Is it? Is it?
What the Cabela one or the space one?
Not the space one.
That would be No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
Nomad.
Now another
Nomad.
game I saw for the PS4, and I said, "This still doesn't belong here."
My only problem
Now-
with it was that the guy that was...
I want to talk about No Man's Sky specifically for a second because I followed this game.
Okay.
This game is, I want to say,
sorry, guys, my dog's
I
here.
want to say nearly 6 years old. Apologies for the dog, though, guys.
No, continue.
I want to say this game is nearly 6 years old. I remember in 2012, I saw the first, like, kind of, beginning for this game. Where the guy talked about, he said, I want to create a game that's a universe.
Right.
I want to create
And
a
he started
game
with that.
that's bigger than us, that will continue growing even if it's off. Even if it's not off, even if it's running, it doesn't matter because it's a universe. It's living. It's always growing.
So
It's-
yeah, a living game, one that doesn't stop.
The idea is like the AI isn't special.
It's just there.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like Minecraft where it's like it will continue and continue and continue and continue and continue.
Like I said, my only problem with No Man's Sky was that it looked great. The whole space travel, space flight, dogfighting in space, ground combat, destroying environments, right? That looked nice. I don't know, like, what I'm supposed to take away from this or get from this because the guy that was presenting it, wow, I butchered that one.
Presenting
Presenting it, he didn't really, like, it's like he had a script, but at the last minute when he saw the crowd, completely stage fright, frozen and forgot everything.
Remember
And
how
they kinda
I
won
had
it.
something to say about it, and it's the thing. It's like it's a lot like Dream, where it's like it's a high concept.
Okay, yeah.
It's something that if you try to explain string theory on stage in 3 minutes,
I don't
exactly,
even know.
and everyone's gonna go like, okay, I'm gonna go get me some popcorn. You know,
It's like, honey, stay here. I'm going back to the hotel.
Thank you. No one wants to hear that. They want to see stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. No Man's Sky looks
Oh, it looks great.
Oh, it looks great.
At the
You know
moment,
what?
it
I
still
want
looks
to.
great.
You know what that makes me feel like? No Man's Sky should be one of those games where it's team based. You can run out there with your crew of friends.
Well,
and
you are supposed to be able to do that.
Yes, you can.
You can.
But it's like it's one of those games that should be like Minecraft.
Where,
But for
where
exploration.
the cooperative experience is like
exactly.
the main focus.
Where it's like you can build a hub world, you can find an empty planet and build that planet up.
It's like sex. It's better with a friend.
Agreed. But that's what I'm saying. It's a game that should have done those things.
Okay.
There's not a lot to talk about it without going into very conceptual, strong theories. But you know what? Let's move on to a lighter game. Firewatch.
At first, I didn't know what to think about it.
Really? I like it.
I like the way it looked, but I didn't like. I was like, what am I looking at? What the hell is this?
You know what this is? You know what the game is? Did you see the game The Long Dark?
Is that the one where you're in like the forest, it's snowing and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
But as they explained it, I got more of it. But like, right when they were like, "Look at this,"
it's the whole Alan Wake thing.
But that's
New guy in town.
I still don't know enough
Something
about it.
strange is going on.
Because like the way they presented it was like, is it a survival game? Because they didn't
There's
show
some
elements
survival
of that.
going on.
It was like, is there an antagonist of any sort? They showed something of that when they were at the end. It was like, are you at your station? No, why?
I think it's survival exploration. That's why I brought up The Long Dark.
Okay,
Long
I
Dark
never played that.
It doesn't directly have a goal.
Okay.
Except survive. I don't know what you do technically in Long Dark.
Well, from that,
never
it was like
you
have to fend off stray wild animals, find
ammo,
but
survival.
And everything.
Survival. It's not even survival horror. It's just survival adventure.
But then my only problem with like just because I don't know if there was a story for was it The Long Dark or whatever?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the story is.
Is it just survive as long as possible?
Yeah, like
so,
Rust or DayZ.
Well,
like Rust or DayZ.
Well, no, because I was gonna say like, for something like that, how is it survive? Okay, for how long? Is it guided? Is there an ending to it? If not,
no, a lot of those things are random. A lot of those things are now random.
Okay.
They now some of these things are random. Some things are respawnable. Mm-hmm. Like that's why I think the environment is still somewhat closed off because eventually it's got one of those infinite room things where you loop back into the world in some kind of way.
Okay. So closed environment.
No, not closed environment. It's open world, but it's like there's still edges that kind of find a way of looping. It's similar to a game called Not Lost Planet.
Not Lost Planet. No.
It's about like a space thing, a space colonization game. Okay. But what happened is you're one guy. You crash landed on a planet on your way to your colonization on a planet that is barren barren, even though there are supposed to be many colonies on the planet. You run into a Russian.
Oh God.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And the thing is, there's a lot going on in the game, but there's little going on in the game.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of story going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on somewhere.
There's a little bit of gameplay.
But it ain't where you are right now.
Exactly. The idea is walk through a story, like Going Home.
Ooh.
Going Home was great. Loved it. Everything about it was great.
Moving on to another potentially great game, Cabela's Metal Gear Hunter. I know you didn't want to talk about it because it was so weird. I wanted to keep this short,
but I guess we can pull it on for a new
Horizon.
I have nothing to say about this game. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, it was the whole society has suddenly ended. It's years later.
No, they don't. It doesn't make sense how society ended.
The
robot animals. That's what it said. Society ended. Then we don't know how the robot. She says it in the trailer. We don't know how they came to be.
Megatron from Beast Wars came out, and then the girl from Brave came out, and it was just like pew pew. Her arrows of justice.
Yeah, and I'm like, why is this hipster wearing I don't know, Aztec armor?
It's supposed to be like little packs of people are popping up around the world, joining together to create little
societies. It looks fun. I won't say it doesn't.
Kind of fun, but like,
who doesn't
what I don't
want
get is,
to
like,
be
is the
a
focus
hot female riding a mecha dragon or mecha dino? Who doesn't want to do that?
My only problem is like, what's the story gonna be more about? Like, how
do you
you
care,
survive?
or do you just want jiggle physics?
Well, I want to know what the hell happens.
I want jiggle physics more.
You want jiggle physics? Go play your fucking Tomb Raiders. Which admittedly, the new one does look kind of cool.
I don't believe we didn't talk about the big one.
What?
Uncharted.
I didn't watch that.
As much as I don't want to say
at the very end of the conference, they were like, and what everyone's been waiting for! Can you hear it? And I was like...
It's like, no, he said, and a game that needs no introduction, he just walks off. He doesn't finish the sentence, he just walks off, and then it starts playing. Granted, that was the longest chase scene ever. James Bond-esque. Loved it.
I didn't watch it.
Loved it.
I didn't watch it.
Hate to say it, I loved it.
Like, I've never played any of the Uncharted.
That poor lesbian got fired, but fuck, she went out like a boss.
Like,
we'll talk about that another day.
I don't like when I think Uncharted, it's like, okay, Tomb Raider, but with a dude.
No, it's
I know it's more. I know it's more than just that.
It's better because Tomb Raider is now trying to copy Uncharted.
Man, am I the only one that misses the old Tomb Raiders?
Where you just look at her ass!
No,
thank you!
It was just, I'm in this cave. Oh, I've got 2 pistols. Kill everything that isn't me!
You mean Max Payne, the Treasure Hunter edition?
Oh my god. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Oh gosh. Alright, guys, we went over.
Yes, I know we skipped a couple things.
Oh yeah, we skipped a ton of things. But those things were uninteresting, and we all know it. So,
well, yeah. Well, not everything. I mean, there was the frickin' big one. We're
moving into a half hour.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Guys, yeah, I'm Urban.
I'm Abel.
Yeah, we're out of here. We'll see you for the Microsoft.